What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving beta video. We are still on version 8.2. Elon Musk on the Q1 earnings call talked a lot about version 9. He didn't give any details, but he talked a lot. And yeah, he said it's really hard. And I think a lot of people appreciate that or realize that. If it wasn't hard, it'd probably already be done. So it's coming. I've heard a rumor it'll be within the next couple weeks, but of course, take that with a grain of salt. Even the people working on it won't know for sure until they, do the validation testing or whatever, criteria they use to determine if it can be released or not. So I have a pretty decent drive today. It's just a normal drive. I'm not trying to find any really difficult scenarios or anything like that. It's just kind of the way that you would use full self-driving beta. I know I've had some comments in the past where people really appreciate those videos. Like, of course, it's fun to try the different stuff, but you want to see like when you're actually going to use it. So I have kind of a far drive. Maybe I'll do this part and then part 2 in a separate video or something like that. But anyway, we're heading out here today. I think the car should do decently well since I'm not putting it into all these crazy scenarios. I've noticed lately that Tesla Q people, welcome, thank you for watching my video and help spread Tesla information, accurate Tesla information, have been using some of my data from my videos and saying, using it to basically say that the Tesla's per mile disengagement rate or interaction rate is really low. And if you just look at my videos, then it is pretty low, but most of my videos are, again, putting the car in really difficult situations on purpose. So of course, the car's not gonna do that well, but that's all right. What are you gonna do? That's what we have here so far. So hopefully version 9 will rectify a lot of that. I think we'll probably see more of a, like a little bit of a, where it goes backwards when we first get it, because everything is so new, and then it should hopefully, again, rapidly progress and get better, but we won't know till we get it. So approaching this first left turn here is going to be pretty difficult. It's a really fast road. I think the speed limit is 55 or 50, but people are going 60 or more, and it's difficult to see to the right mostly, but we'll see if the car can handle it. We know these unprotected lefts are a little difficult. So cross traffic not stopping. So let me get that out of the way. You can see the gray here, the car's not ready to go. Checking for visibility. Ooh, this is really good so far. And it looks like, yep, we stopped and we should be clear. So, wow. Yep, no, you're good. Okay. So it was a pretty decent left turn. I don't like that it, slowed so much in the middle of the turn. Like at that point, the car I could definitely see that there was no traffic. So it should have been good just continuing. But anyway, let's let the car do its thing. And hopefully it'll do pretty good. At the end of the video, I will have all the stats. So make sure you look for that. Here's kind of some previous stats from older drives. This is what it'll look like at the end, but the stats from this drive. Or I may save it for part 2, probably not. But if you end up enjoying this, please hit like, get subscribed. If you want to see more Tesla videos, full self-driving, Tesla news, information about your Tesla, or if you're going to buy one, I would really appreciate that. So let's let the car do its thing. We will watch this yellow light. So I'm going to hit this to report that. Yeah, so kind of goofy. You could see it thought they were red. I've noticed that with the single yellow lights, it'll kind of see them as red rather than yellow, but hopefully that'll get fixed soon. So approaching this blinking red with a stop sign hasn't been a problem in my experience. I haven't interacted with these types of things too much. So stopping here, which is like appropriate, and then it does slowly move forward. We have some cars coming to the left, waits for those, and now it's clear. So we should go, and wow, immediately continues. Really good. That was great. That was like perfect. I would call that perfect, which is always exciting to see. Another single blinking yellow. Let's see how it handles it. Yeah, so it says stopping for traffic control. That's not correct. So I had to hit the accelerator there. And so that's an intervention and a report for that. So again, when it's a normal traffic light with 3 lights and a blinking yellow, the car does really well. Sometimes it still is a little goofy, but it does really well. With the single blinking yellows, for whatever reason, it seems to be more confused with those. Oh, we got a school bus. We have someone in front of us stopping. Lame. So a lot of people have asked, how will the car respond to a school bus with the stop sign? And I assume it would stop because it sees stop signs, but dang, no way to know for sure. You can see the kids here getting on the bus. So those are the kids kind of disappearing into the bus. That is so funny. I don't see a stop sign on here. So, man, so close, so close. Schools were closed in Michigan for a long time because of the pandemic. So I haven't really interacted with any school buses. So I think when it's the blinking yellow on the school bus and there's chickens crossing the road. Is this a joke? What's happening here? Though those were displayed too. The chickens were on the screen briefly. What the heck is going on? For the blinking yellows, I think the car would probably ignore it, or maybe we'd get the kind of weirdness that we saw before with the blinking yellow. And then with the, okay, are you gonna go? Or that was weird. And then with the blinking red and the stop signs, I think it would stop. So kind of a goofy left turn there. Just a little awkward, but it did complete it, which is great. So we're moving into a downtown area here. The car is doing a great job adjusting its speed. It's seeing the speed limit signs with the cameras and adjusting to the speed limit. With my offset, I have it set to go, I think it's like 7% over or something like that. So doing a good job in my experience. I've always had a good experience with the stop sign reading or the speed sign reading. I know some people don't. I hear a lot of complaints. I see a lot of complaints in the comments. It's not my experience. Of course, I've seen it do wrong. So checking for visibility, which is a great move. Nobody is there. So let's continue. Okay, I had to touch the accelerator there. Just barely tap it for the car to continue. And then it did because they turned right. Somebody was coming, but of course I didn't know if they were turning or not. So another intervention there. But no disengagement so far. The car is doing pretty well. Again, adjusting nicely to the speed limit. Right when it sees that we are past that sign, or right when it sees the sign, it speeds up. And it's, again, really good at that. On the public build, I don't think it speeds up with a new speed limit sign, a faster one. It will slow down with the slower one. You have to manually increase the speed. But on the beta, and so hopefully soon to everybody, it does increase speed as the speed limit goes up. So end speed zone. I don't know if it knows. Oops, I touched that. So yeah, it doesn't realize the end speed zone now means the speed limit's actually 55. So I'm going to crank that up. All right, so we're heading onto the highway here. Try to take my hands off sometimes when it's doing the turns and stuff. People like to see it without my hand there, but always ready just in case. So the highway's really good. If you're not familiar that much with autopilot or full self-driving, the highway capabilities are great, so shouldn't have a problem here. Shouldn't be too much to talk about. So I'll probably see you on the other side unless we run into an interesting, don't say run into, unless we encounter an interesting situation. So there's a cop there. I'll mention, people see my speed going 78 or 80. Yeah, they just, I don't know. Unless you're over 80, they just do not care. All right, so we did make it to our exit. I didn't have to disengage at all. I did cancel one lane change, which I guess you can count as an intervention, but I just didn't want to, we didn't need to change lanes, and I just didn't want to. So the car did very well, as it usually does on the highway. We're back in the beta view. Okay, yeah, I guess it's beta time. So this is the off ramp, but it's kind of a big, complicated off. I mean, not complicated, but a little more involved of an off ramp here. So you'll see what I mean, and then we get on to I don't know, where are we going? Oh no, ooh, this is an interesting way. Okay, cool. This will be good. So that was weird. I was a little confused. I don't normally, when I take that exit, I usually am getting off over where those cars are. So that was a little weird. It did fine. It did a good job. It didn't have a turn signal, I don't think, there at that last right kind of exit-y thing, which I think is kind of weird. But beyond that, it did a good job. A little close to that truck. Yep, there you go. But I think that was more the truck's fault. They were like right on the line there. So, but the car doesn't need to be able to move over for those situations. Wow, really good job moving over here. This is great. So yeah, we have to kind of go to the left up here. So really good job kind of moving around all those situations. Now another lane change here, I think that's just because this guy is going slow. The Beta does have speed-based lane changes, so it will drive around people like the public build does on the highway, but you don't get the message that kind of tells you why it's changing lanes. So this is incorrect, so I got to take over there. Ugh, no, so disappointing. I'm not going to report that. I disengaged, it's fine, but man, I was really thinking we could have a no disengagements drive there, but one in 33 miles. Lame. So now the car missed our left turn. So let's see what it does here. Yeah, there's way too many people back there. So I'm going to have to just go straight and let it reroute. Man, you were doing so good until then. Oh, maybe we can actually fix that. No, I'll just go straight. And then let's see what it does here. I think it might try to... Yeah, it's going to try to turn, which is obviously terrible. Don't do that. I'm reporting it as well. Okay, so I couldn't get autopilot to turn back on there. So we're good now, and it did reroute. So we're going to take this left turn. And we're going to get over here. Oh man, it's doing it too slow. I need to just get over here because it's going to be in people's ways. Now let's see, can I turn this back on this time? Okay, now you'll let me turn it back on. It's just gonna, you need to move over. And the thing that's kind of annoying about the Beta, but it does a lot of things like technically correctly, so that was a really good move. It does a lot of things technically correctly where like when the little line opens up, that's when you get in the left turn lane. Well, you know, a lot of people aren't really into that. they want you, and I agree, like just get, especially when there's all that room, get in the left turn lane, get out of everybody's way, and then you can slow down and do all that. So it would be nice if the car would get over a little sooner, but I think a lot of those scenarios, it's just kind of difficult to know, especially when like you're not familiar with the area. It's like the car's driving there for the first time every time. So we'll see. So man, really good drive after the highway devolved kind of quickly. So we need to turn into a neighborhood here to do this turnaround. So unprotected here, obviously no cars, and very good. So it made the left turn nicely, at least. And now we hopefully can continue to where we were going. So we got a squirrel in the road here, and it it did display them, and it was kind of going around the squirrel. So that's what that slowdown and little move over was. So right turn here. Okay, we should be good. Okay, did I? I don't know. I had my foot on the accelerator ready, but I don't think I pressed it. I could have maybe, but I don't think so. I think we would have went a little faster if I was pressing it. So either way, decent job on the right turn there. We do have a bunch of cars that were coming, so I was like ready to go. But I'm pretty sure the car did that. So I'm going to change lanes here just because on this road people are like notorious for going super fast. There's also usually cops here, so I don't know why they do that. It really does feel like you should be going about 50 or about 80 on this road. All right, so just about done here. Man, I was excited for this drive, and the just messed up at the end there. That is so disappointing. So we have a right turn, and then we do actually get to finish it up with a Michigan left, which is pretty cool. And I will put the stats up. Maybe I can just put them up now, so I don't have to drag on the video too much. But I think, so I have just the raw stats of how many, disengagements, which is two so far, interventions, all that. And then the next one is the per mile, but I think I'm going to change it to mile. So I have like interventions per mile, and it's like, below 1, and disengagements per mile. I think I'm going to flip it. It makes a little more sense to look at it in miles per disengagement, because then we're not looking at these, decimal numbers. And eventually, hopefully, we'll be at one disengagement every 100 miles or 200 miles, and it'll just be 0.0000. We don't want to do that. We'd rather have the numbers going up in that second chart. So first chart, we want low numbers is better, and the second chart, we want higher numbers is better. More miles per between interactions with the car. So here's the Michigan left. Woo, buddy. Basically, all right. Basically a U-turn. Let's go. Little awkward, but hey, we did it. That was tight. I liked it a lot. So here's our destination. It's a pin on the map, and it looks like it's not going to turn us into the parking lot. Yeah, it's going to stop us right here. So I'll take over at that point. So thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this one. Pretty good. Just so disappointed with the end. I have another big drive ahead of me right after this, so that'll probably be a separate video. So make sure you're subscribed to see that, and I will see you. No, you'll see me in the next video. Later.
So Autopilot and I are happily driving along.